great shape, abruptly retires from Auburn University. And, I thought that I thought to myself, well, I mean, if it's not a health problem that we don't know about, I don't understand why you want to do it this close to the season. I hope he's not battling anything. Um, I know that his son, what was his son's name? Is his son's name Stephen? His son, I think his name is, Stephen's taking over, 38-year-old son, taking over the program here, you know. But I hope that's not the case. Otherwise, I wish he would have found a way to win a national championship. They got really close. They had the player. They're just a good player away, or maybe a second player away to complement your best player away from winning a national championship. I really thought Pearl was going to cut down the nets twice. But either way, man, I tell you, I was looking at some of my notes of Bruce Pearl. By the way, 2008 Coach of the Year, Adolph Rupp Cup. I don't know what that means, but he won the Horizon League Coach of the Year in 2002, 2003, and 2005. Four-time SEC Coach of the Year, 2006, 8, 22, and 25, which was last year. I mean, it's unbelievable. Great coach. I remember him in 2005 at University of Milwaukee, getting to the Sweet 16 that year, having that style of that pressing style offense. I remember watching that tournament with my dad, and I think, man, this dude right here, he is coaching his butt off, sweating, gotten these guys running up and down the court all over the place, playing that press, that full court press that they play. I thought, this guy's a pretty good coach. I bet he's going to get a job somewhere. And sure enough, Tennessee hires him that year when the tournament is over in 2005. It seemed like it wasn't that long ago after that particular season ended. And he comes in Tennessee, and they play great immediately. They beat Florida. They beat Florida, number one team in the country. Remember, Florida goes on and wins 2 national championships with Joakim Noah, Al Horford, that group there. But he ended up beating that Florida with much less talent. I remember doing a sports show in Paxton, the Mad New Yorker, when he comes on the program on Thursday, about us doing the sports show at Austin Peay back in them days, his first year in the league, and watching him sweat profusely at Tennessee, taking he used to wear the big super orange jacket, if you recall, going crazy there. And I thought, man, this guy's going to have a heat stroke at it. He may stroke out. I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he didn't have a heart attack. I'm glad he didn't, air quote, stroke out or whatever. Things went well. All of a sudden, the team was the number one team in the country at one time in 2008. They made several Sweet 16s, Elite 8 runs with Tennessee, getting very, very close to the Final Four. The talent started to get better. And then the incident happened with, which was so stupid on his part, and he'd be the first one to tell you that he, the recruit incident with the barbecue. He wasn't allowed to have recruits, and that sounds stupid now. We're in this Alfred guys millions of dollars there in NIL money, but then the NCAA was like the police, and he panicked, told the guys to lie about it, got called, whatever, and he got the show calls for 3 years, 2011 to 14. Comes back. Remember, Auburn was nothing, laughing stock, football school. They were good when they had Barkley. Well, shoot, that was the 80s, man. So comes to Auburn, and makes Auburn number one team, Final Four team type of team, and now he's wanting to retire. Now I think, and I wish this wouldn't be the truth, although I understand it. I understand the political environment we've been over the last 8, 10, 12 years has been heated. I've talked about it ad nauseum with athletes getting involved, and he said this publicly. He said, "Hey, man, my players stand for the flag around here. We're proud, blue collar people. This is a great country." He spoke out about Jewish rights and everything, Israel stuff. Probably avenues he probably shouldn't have been in. But the guy's passionate, man. He's passionate about this stuff. But I got a sense that he not only is just about his son getting that job, but I think his son played on one of those teams, if I'm not mistaken. He was on the bench. That tells you how old I'm getting. That was back in 2005. His son, I want to say, was on some of them earlier teams that were fun to watch and got to the tournament with Tennessee. But I think it's about that. But being 65, he's a young 65, good tan, good shape. I think he's going to run for office there. I think he may try to go for that Senate seat. But by Tommy Tuberville, I think Tuberville's going to run for something else, maybe governor or something. But either way, I think he's going to go into politics. I wish he wouldn't do that. I wish he would have stayed coaching. But you got to have it in your heart to do that. I mean, coaching takes a lot of hours. Recruiting takes a lot of. Although I do hear that the head coaches don't do as much as the assistants, but it still takes a lot of your time, and you got to have it in your heart to do it. I hope that he comes out and says what the deal was. I think he's going to go on. Hopefully, he won't, but because I know that is a rough bit. I mean, like what happened with the Charlie Kirk situation, whether you agree with him or not, the guy shouldn't have been shot like that, killed. But no, I do think that Bruce Pearl's probably going to go in that arena, and we'll probably hear that here shortly, when because that would be next year if that comes up or not. So, but I enjoyed watching the guy. Like I said, I hated that what happened with him with Tennessee, although he brought it on himself. Wish he could. He says I've had to work for everything. He's a guy never had nothing given to him. He always had to take a long way. I always saw him as underdog. He always saw his teams as underdogs. Never had the best talent. Had some talent. Never had the best talent. Always had to work from the ground up. Always a great interview, energetic guy. Kind of guy you like to play for. I'd like to see him in the NBA, but the way he is, and he's pretty open about his politics, he don't want the NBA people. Like, I think him and a guy like Greg Popovich would get into it. I think him and a guy like Steve Kerr wouldn't gel along too long. So, best of luck to the guy. I've always thought a lot of him, but it just caught me off guard with Bruce Pearl retiring like that.